I am Steve Amber, and I am sincerely grieved with exploring in VOA Special English. Imagine standing at the edge of a table bright, hundreds of meters below you, river water rushes by. You take a deep breath and jump off the bright, head first into the air as a reaction to such excitement and fear. The hormone adrenaline flows through your body. There is nothing but a long rubber rope attached to your ankles, holding on to your very life. Some people call it crazy, others say it is exciting. Whatever you might think, bungee jumping has become a popular extreme sport all over the world. Bungee jumping is not a new activity. Men on Pentecost Island in the South Pacific have been doing land jumping for hundreds of years. The men tie long finishes from plants around their ankles. They spend day building tall towers out of vines and logs. Then they jump off this structure. It takes a great deal of skill to jump correctly and safely, and diving for them is an important cultural activity. According to their belief, the first land diver was a woman. She decided to run away from her abusive husband. So she climbed up a tall tree and tied some vines around her feet. Her husband chased after her up the tree. He reached out to grab her, but the woman jumped and the man followed. The vines saved her life, but her husband did. Land diving has become a way in which these island men show their bravery in front of the woman. People of the village sing loud songs to show their support for the brave divers. This tradition is also a way for the men to voice their troubles in public. For example, a man can discuss his marriage problem before he jumps the village, including his wife, must stand and listening. This ancient custom caught the interest of some students at Oxford University in England. In the late 1970s, they formed a group called the Dangerous Sport Club. They like to even risky and sometimes crazy activities. They were some of the first people to test several of what I'll now call extreme sport. They are said to have invented modern bungee jumping. In the spring of 1979, members of the group jumped off the Clifton suspension bridge in Bristol, England. They were attached to the bridge by a bungee cord, a long elastic rope that stretches. They were dressed in black and white clothing and held bottles of champagne wine. The press quickly reported on their wild activity. The group and held bottle of champagne. He decided to make the sport into a business. Mr. Hackett worked with his friend Henry Fairfax, who was an expert at skiing. They started developing bungee ropes and materials. Scientists at Auckland University helped me. The two men know that people would find bungee jumping exciting and fun, and they know people would pay money for the experience. To show the world about bungee jumping, they held a major jump in 1987 of the famous Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. They later got permission to open the first bungee jumping operation on the Kawaru Bridge in Queenstown, New Zealand. Many people paid $75 to jump off the bridge with a bungee cord attached to their ankles. Mr. Hackett worked hard to make sure the people knew Was save his material where we developed a method guarantee safety called the code of practice. Bungee jumping might seem frightening, but it is a very safe activity if you go to a well-established bungee jump company. People who work for bungee operator usually have a great deal of training and experience. They use very strong and carefully made rubber ropes. They cause a rope based on the experience jumper body weight. This is so they can manage how much the rope stretches when the person falls. The rope attached struck a harness deficit around the jumper's ankle. Often, operators use a body harness as well. This is so that you have twist the protection in case on harness break. Good bungee operator make sure all equipment is in excellent condition. The show also do several checks to make sure all ropes, harness, and teeth are correctly attached. It is important to remember that this sport is not safe for everyone. People who have high blood pressure or a heart condition shall not try jumping. People with back or knee injuries or who suffer from epilepsy should also avoid this sport. And remember, if you do not feel like experiencing it yourself, you can always watch other people jump. No, you have jumped bounce up and down several times on the rubber ropes and are hanging by your ankles in the middle of the air. You might be wondering what you support to do now. Do not worry, the operator have different coils for getting you back to land right side up again. Oftentimes, a bungee on a rope will attach to your rope and help you back to the structure you jumped from. One extreme sport company gave a warning on this website. It warns that bungee jump lend to big smile and deep feeling of happiness and excitement. Since it began in New Zealand, commercial bungee jump has spread to countries everywhere. One of the highest bungee jump in the world from a structure is near Locarno, Switzerland over the Verzasca. The drop measures 220 meters. In fact, you can see the character James Bond jump off this very bright in the 1995 movie Golden Age. Or there is the 216-meter jump from the Blocklands break in South Africa. This is the highest single art bridge in the world. Of course, not every place has a body of water with a break from which you can jump. So, some amusement park offer bungee jump from Grand Machinery. In the Andes Mountain of Peru, you can visit Action Valley outside the city of Cusco. Visitors can jump in from a metal box that dances from cable high up in the air. Most of these companies can sell you video recording or photograph or your jump. This way, you can prove to your family back home that you were brave enough to boom. Now, extreme sport companies are finding way to make bungee jump even more frightening. Some offer bungee jump at night or jump where you fall off a structure backward. There are also bungee jump from flying helicopter and hot air balloons. You can also try bungee jump for two. Some companies can harness two people together so you and friend can experience twice the excitement. E.G. Hackett Company even offers a sky jump off the tallest building in Macau. Just how far would you go to experience the fast rush of bungee fear? Hosea Mudzingwa helps run a bungee operation on the Victoria Fall break between Zimbabwe and Zambia in Africa. He has been jumped from this 111-meter drop for many years. From the steel break you can see the giant water of Victoria Falls, one of the largest waterfalls in the world. Mr. Mungziwa explained that every human being wants to feel the rush of adrenaline. He said, when you bungee jump, you left all stress and bad thinking behind. He said, you come back up with a new mind. But what does a person who is new to bungee jumping think about this sport? Tim Rooney recently traveled to Victoria Falls. He only had 24 hours to spend in Zimbabwe, but he made sure he found time to jump off this famous bridge towards the powerful Zambezi River. Here is what he had to say about the experience. Tim Rooney. Hi, I'm Tim Rooney from Washington, D.C. Jumping off the bridge was one of the most spectacular, poetic moments of my life. That idea had not really occurred to me until we got to the falls and we saw the view. I decided what better way to get to know this view than to jump into it. I think that the jump had more of a sacred impact on my girlfriend, who had to watch the whole thing. To an observer, and bungee jump looked like a terribly violent process, but the actual experience of it is one of floating. You jump and you don't have any section of being too good or failing or anything. You just are floating up and down. It is one of the most calm, wonderful things I have ever done. I recommend everybody do it. This program was written and produced by Dana Dimike. I am Steve Amber and I'm Shirley Griffith. You can read and listen to this program on your website voaspecialenglish.com. Join us again next week for exploration in VOA Special English.